welcome back to Royalty Soaps. My name is Katie. I am one of the soap makers here on this channel, and despite the background being white, I am actually in somebody else's room that I have never filmed in before. I will show you one hint and you guys should guess down below whose room I have invaded for today's intro and outro. This soap design is one of two fan designs that we are doing in the May month of The Secret Garden. It is from Holly. It is a stunning design. She actually sent me quite a few and I've stapled them all together, but this one really stood out to me. It's very unique. It's very different. It is this red robin soap. So you can see it's a drop swirl of black and silver into red, and then she specified on top to have either white or tan piping with calendula. That's what those little specks are, is calendula, and then a robin egg on top. And I thought this is absolutely perfect for The Secret Garden. If you've ever seen The Secret Garden movie or read the book, you know the significance of the robin, and the design is just so good. She has a kudzu fragrance oil from Nature's Garden that she specified to use, and I'm really excited to make the design. Also, as specified in the title, this is one of the hardest soaps I have ever had to cut because of all the florals on top. It took two people to figure it out, but I will say it did work itself out in the end. So without further ado, let's make some soap. Now, if you're hearing crickets in the background, it's because slightly warmer weather has approached and we are therefore experiencing the Bugly Kingdom coming out to sing at night. So let us begin by blending our lye water solution into our oils. The recipe I'm using today, of course, can be found in the description box below. If you would like the oil blend pre-mixed and ready to go, you don't have to buy anything separate. You just buy it all together in one big thing. You can get that from Nurture Soap. Again, links down below. I am working with my lye water cool and my oils cool as well. Nothing above 90 degrees. Everything right now is roughly 80 or so. And then I'm gonna blend with my stick blender on high until just past emulsion. So for the accent colors, we have Antique Silver. This is from TKB Trading, but I will leave you some alternatives down below. I'm gonna try to start leaving some more alternatives for you guys in case you don't have the exact coloring I have sitting around, but you really like the color it makes. And we're also adding some black oxide that has been blended with water. This is also from TKB Trading, even though a lot of people carry it. And finally, we have some really red colorant. This is from Nurture Soap. It makes the perfect red color. I can already tell with this gray color that we're gonna need some titanium dioxide, so I'm adding 1 teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to start blending in this red here. I'm not gonna blend it up with the stick blender quite yet. We're gonna start with our spatula only. All right, so let's blend these up. Let us now add the kudzu fragrance from Nature's Garden. When I smelled this, I was like, okay, why haven't I used this before? It's like the perfect blend of a really sweet, like, grape scent with a little bit of floral in there. I don't know how to explain it. It kind of smells like a Lush duplication. I don't think it is, but it kind of smells like something they might make. The fragrance oil notes say that it will discolor to a light pinky tan, but because we have dark colors and something that is sort of already a pink, doesn't really matter. With the fragrance oil blended in, it is time to start pouring into our soap molds after this quick commercial break. I am gonna start pouring a lot of red in, and I mean a lot. It does feel like the fragrance oil is slightly nothing. It's definitely accelerating this soap. I'm gonna do black next. I'm just gonna plop this in. In the illustration, she actually had this soap sitting pretty close to the top, so it really doesn't matter that it's accelerating. It'll just end up looking slightly more accurate. Gonna put a few plops. Put a little more black in here. I'm gonna start scraping out my big container and putting a lot of red. And then I'm gonna tap these down on the ground to flatten it all out and make it nice and smooth. almost never show you guys or talk really while I'm blending up the frosting. So all we did was go ahead, pat the rest of the soap into the mold for the base, and now we're moving on to mixing up the soap frosting. So the soap frosting recipe is available with the Royalty Soaps piping kit at nurturesoap.com. It is not in the description box below, and it is an entirely different recipe than the base soap. So in here we have a little bit of Aztec Gold Mica, and in here we have some titanium dioxide. We're gonna blend those up. We're gonna wait anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes even longer. It really just depends on your oils and your lye, how hot, how cold they are. That's something I actually love about soap making, is that no matter how many times you do it, it's a little bit different every single time. I've had soap that has taken almost an hour and a half to set up. I've had soap that's set up in 10 minutes. It just depends on how it's feeling that day. I have my frosting all ready to go. As you can see, it's a light tan color as Holly specified. And I'm using, of course, the Royalty Soaps piping set with one of the tips that comes with it. This tip gets used a lot for like buttercream frosting and stuff. And I picked it specifically so that the botanicals I'll be putting on top have a lot to grip onto. Something with some really deep, sort of cavernous edges is gonna make it a lot easier for that process to happen. And I am going kind of quick because once again, I want those botanicals to really stick, and they will do better on a more liquid soap. I must admit to you that Holly's design was specifically appealing, not just for this month because, you know, the garden and everything, but because I had just recently watched the Secret Garden movie, and the little Robin, I don't know, he just makes me so happy. He's one of those characters in books that just resonate with you, like on a very deep level. And The Secret Garden is one of my very favorite books. If you go back in the Royalty Soaps history, you can actually see where I made a Secret Garden inspired soap and then kind of announce it in the Secret Soap series finale video. I've talked before about doing another Secret Soap series, and I really hope that works out this year. Maybe in the autumn or winter time, do a month of Secret Soap. Let's just add this final dollop right here on top. The frosting looks so good. It's also the exact same color as like an ice cream cone. Not the ice cream itself, the actual cone. Okay, frosting being done, it's time for the fun part, the embeds. I'm going to start by sprinkling calendula down the sides of the soap, really focusing on the sides, and there's going to be a ton of drop off here in the middle. That's not a big deal. We will just tap it up and reuse it. The point of this is to sort of make it look like a bird's nest. She talked about using some different botanicals, but honestly, I think I like it with just the calendula because it really does, again, make it sort of look like a nest. I feel adding different colored botanicals and stuff might actually detract from what she was trying to create here. I'm gonna sweep up a little bit here in the middle. We'll kind of place that back on. They almost look fuzzy. I'm very lightly just tapping this in. I don't want to mess up the actual piping, I just want it to stick. Okay, so we have all of the nest on top, so let's add the little embeds. Here are the robin's egg embeds. They are made using a chocolate mold. See, here's an example of me using a chocolate mold. I'll leave you guys a link to it down below. And mixed into the white melt and pour with a little tiny bit of baby blue mica from Nurture Soap, our almond seed, and that's what gives it the speckles. In the future, it might actually be wise for me to put these eggs on first and then put the calendula on second, but this will certainly do. I just wanted to make sure that the eggs were very prominently featured and nobody was covering it up. I moved the soaps off to the side for a second so I could clean up all the calendula. I thought I would just show you guys the satisfying compilation of me wiping up the calendula. This is the kind of stuff I try not to watch in my free time because I would like spend way too much time doing it, but oh my gosh, it soothes me. With the cleaning being done, the final thing I have to do for this soap is spritz it with a little bit of glitter. We're not gonna use a large hex of glitter. That'll be too much, I think. We're just gonna use a small dusting. I'm gonna be using Sparkle Me Gold from Mad Micas, and I'm just gonna spritz the sides. I'm definitely not gonna focus on the eggs, but a little's gonna get on them too, and that's all right. I'm hoping this will just accentuate the texture a little bit. There be a lot of texture. Alrighty, we're gonna spritz the top now with rubbing alcohol, seal it all in, and that's it. We're done with the Robin's Nest soap. Excuse me. Oh my goodness gracious. I am loving those eggs. Specifically, I am loving the way the blue contrasts against the calendula. It really does look like a bird's nest. What a wonderful design, Holly. Good job. So I am going to let these sit for 18 to 24 hours, and then we will be back to cut them all up and see what they look like on the inside after this quick commercial break. Okay, so it is gonna be kind of a nightmare to cut this soap. I didn't think this out through very well because the first one that I cut had tons of drag marks because I pulled the calendula through with it, so it was all scratchy looking. So now we're gonna try to cut it with it all facing this way and try to kind of hold the soap in place so it doesn't move. We'll see. Again, this may end up being a cutting nightmare. This was not the most well thought through idea, but here we go.
Battle.
Oh no! Ah!
Hard soap.
It is. Sheesh. Okay.
We gotta get some muscle here.
Okay. Okay. You did it. I didn't do crap.
Well, it's all crooked. It's been knocked asunder. Now you get to finish it.
But I didn't do any of the work. That doesn't seem fair. Okay, let's see if that works. I'm literally sweating. All right, much smoother than before. So admittedly, my drop in this particular batch is not as beautiful as perhaps it could have been. But it certainly got better with time, which is why I was showing you guys that we have already made a couple more, and it just worked a lot better. I think I might have been working whenever I made this first batch right here a little hotter than these batches were poured, and so they were a little more liquidy. But that's, like I said, something I wanted to talk about, is that even though you can make the exact same recipe like 4 or 5 times, it still acts a little different every time. It may thicken at a different rate, it may slow down, it may slightly separate whenever you're stick blending and then get a lot smoother as you go along. There's just lots of different things that can happen whenever you do soap making, whenever you make the same thing over and over and over again in larger or smaller batches. And I know that's how it is with a lot of crafts, not just soap making. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment down below. If you are interested in having your soap design created here on the Royalty Soaps channel, please read the description box below. I tell you how you can do that. Holly, this is a beautiful design. Thank you so much for sending it in. I hope you enjoy your free bar that will be in the mail very soon. This soap is going to be available on the June release date that will be down below on the screen right now if you are interested in picking one up for you or a loved one. And be sure to follow us on Instagram. I have an exciting little thing that we're doing as a family soon. If you follow my mom on Instagram, you already know what it is, but we haven't talked about it here on this channel. We will on Wednesday though. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, whether that is going out, taking a stroll in the garden and identifying some birds, or maybe scavenging for bird eggs on the ground. I don't know if anybody else used to do this, but when I was a little kid, my mom used to take us to the park and we would look to see around where there was a nest up in a tree if we could find any of the eggshells down below, and we actually ended up collecting probably 3 or 4, which I felt was like a lot, and my mom still has them up in one of her shadow boxes. So that's really cool, and you should definitely try it if you haven't. And until next time, I hope you all have an absolutely royal day, and bye for now. Meow.